dungeon dwellers and fellow painters. So I'm building the Yeenoghu from Gale Force 9, and I do not like how the tail fits in, and I actually broke the tail off. So I'm going to pin the tail and show you how I pin. So I have this tail that fell off, and I have my little drill bit with my drill, and this is my drill bit to my paperclip size, so I usually pin with paper clips. And then I just simply drill my hole in the tail. Find a little piece of paper clip. Here's one I pre-cut. And I'll put that in the tail. And then I'll give it a little dab of glue. This time I use the liquid control glue. And let that dry. While that's drying, I'm going to take my Yeenoghu, take the tail, and kind of line up the tail with where I want. So I think I want the tail there, something like that. So I'll go in. I had this hole pre-drilled, but I'd go in there, kind of pick the angle that I want based on the paper clip, drill my hole in there. Now that the hole's drilled, you see if it lines up, and it lines up perfectly. So you see there's a tiny bit of paper clip coming out. So I could either shorten my paper clip, or I could drill deeper. This time I'm going to drill deeper into the tail because it's sticking to the body. And I'm just going to go a little deeper in a tail. See if I can get the plastic off. So now the tail goes all the way in. It's perfect. Both sides, I can get the angle of the tail I want. And then right in here, I'm going to add some liquid green stuff to kind of fill in that tiny little gap that it created. So let's find the liquid green stuff. Okay, so the liquid green stuff, I like to use this because you can get it in those tiny little seams with a little bit of water. So I grab a little bit out, and I'll put it on my palette. And then I'll grab some water. Any water's fine, so I'm just using my paint water. And then I grab a little bit of liquid green stuff, and I'm going to put it right in that seam. So this is liquid green stuff. I have a little bit of water in the bottom just to keep it soft, but not much. I did not add water to this yet, and I don't think I will need to. And then I'll just carve a little bit of the detail into that with one of the tools later once it dries a little bit more. This top gap, that's a hard one. So this is one I will dip my toothpick in a little bit of water, and I will push it into that gap. And just like with thin paint, it kind of finds its way in there by itself. So just dip a little bit of water on your toothpick and kind of tap it into your green stuff, and it sends some green stuff into the crack. And by the time that's painted, you are never going to see a difference between the tail, the green stuff, and the thong he has on. So that's the pinned tail. I'll give this like an hour to dry. We also rebent the flails. These flails that were 3 together, just using hot water, and just stretched them out to where I like. I kind of like how he's reaching off of his base down with the flails, and they're pretty low to where the base is, just the very top of the base. Like he's banging the ground with it to like anger you or egg you on. So here's the Yeenoghu by Gale Force 9. with the pin to tail, oops, that will now not fall off.